Jai Gurudev student. Today we'll start Unit 3 Electrochemistry. So we have completed Unit 1. Now we'll starting Unit 3. Unit 2 we'll do later. Clear? The branch of chemistry which deals with interdependent of chemical and electrical charge is called electrochemistry. So electrochemistry means we can change electric energy to chemical energy and chemical energy to electrical energy. In this one, first of all, you have to take cell. Cell having two parts. One is your electrolytic cell, another one is electrochemical cell. Electrolytic cell is a cell in which electricity is used to run non-spontaneous reaction. So the cell in which electricity is used to run non-spontaneous reaction means this reaction is not going to happen of its own. For example, if I take water, if I give electricity, then it will produce hydrogen and oxygen, otherwise not. So this reaction does not take place own, but you have to give some electricity from outside. So this type of cell is your electrolytic cell. Another one is electrochemical cell. In this one, chemical energy of spontaneous chemical reaction is converted to electrical energy. For example, the cells of battery, in this one what happens? The chemical energy is converted to electrical energy. Now one point to remember, in electrochemical cell we require salt bridge. So salt bridge is required, salt bridge is not required in electrolytic cell. Another condition is lone. That part also remember, last year also you have done that one. Lone stands for your left oxidation anode negative. Left oxidation anode negative. This is what is called your electrochemical cell. Now next point is your electrolysis. First of all, before going to electrolysis, first of all you require to know what is electrolyte. Electrolyte is something which dissociates in water. So electrolyte example is HCl, we have example of NaCl, you have example of CaCl2, all these things are electrolyte. So here in water it first converted H positive and Cl negative, and if we apply electricity to this one, then H positive charge goes to cathode which is negative, negative charge goes to anode which is positive. Now H positive plus electron gives you hydrogen. 2H, two hydrogens unite together to gives you H2. Cl negative gives you Cl plus electron. 2 Cl unites together to gives you Cl2. So here you can say that from HCl we are getting hydrogen gas and chlorine gas as product of electrolysis if we have pure HCl is there. Now we are switching over to another theory. This is called preferential discharge theory. Now preferential discharge theory, for those electrolytes, if they produce more than 2 ions, then what will happen? 2 positive ions, 2 negative ions, maybe 2 ions. Now if I take example of aqueous NaCl, only NaCl gives Na positive and Cl negative. Aqueous NaCl gives aqua. From aqua word we are getting H positive and OH negative, and from NaCl we are getting Na positive and Cl negative. Now If there are more than two ions are present, here is two positive ion, one hydrogen positive ion, one sodium positive ion. Both are not going to liberate at cathode. One will liberate which requires less voltage, so or least energy required. So whatever may be liberate which have least energy, out of OH negative, Cl negative both are not going to liberate. One will liberate which is less energy. So which one is less energy, which is more energy? It is governed by a theory called preferential discharge theory. Now in this theory it states that if more than one types of ions are attracted towards a particular electrode, your electrode is cathode or anode, then the one discharge is the ion which requires least energy. Means those ion will discharge which requires less energy. Now we are showing you for cations. For example, K positive, Na positive, Ca dipositive, these are the series of cation. So deposition increases from left to right. Means out of sodium and hydrogen will liberate. Means you go towards the right hand side, deposition is more. Out of aluminium, zinc will deposit it. So these things you remember. For anion, SO4 dinegative, NO3 negative, OH negative, Cl negative, Br negative, I negative. This is deposition increases from left to right. Now if I consider Cl negative and OH negative, Cl will going to deposit. Now if I consider the electrolysis of aqueous NaCl sodium sulfate, aqueous NaCl is H positive, OH negative, Na positive, Cl negative. Out of H positive and Na positive, hydrogen is found as a product of electrolysis, because if I consider the hydrogen and sodium, the hydrogen deposition is more higher. The hydrogen will come, and out of Cl negative and OH negative, Cl deposition will be there. You see, Cl and OH, Cl is dominating, so Cl will come out. Now what about your Na and OH? NaOH remains in the solution. If you evaporate all the solution, you will get NaOH crystals. So if I consider Na2SO4, then also from aqueous we are getting H positive, Na positive, OH negative, H positive, OH negative from aqueous, and sodium from this Na2SO4, SO4 from SO4 dinegative. Now product of electrolysis here is hydrogen. Out of sodium and hydrogen, hydrogen is dominating, and out of OH and SO4 dinegative, here you will get OH negative is dominating. So OH negative will combine together, gives you water plus half O2 in gas comes out and 2 electron. So oxygen gas will liberate. So this is the product of hydrolysis. Is one is hydrogen, one is your oxygen gas. Thank you. This much today, student. Thank you.